Welcome
Welcome
to 2023. It didn't even sound like a real year, for real. 2023. It's kind of weird, right?
2022 somehow sounded real.
Yeah.
2022.
You know what year doesn't sound real, but it's not that far away? 2030.
Oh,
That
God.
doesn't sound real.
It's only in 7 years.
That's weird.
Wait, will I be 30 in the year? Yeah, I'll be.
Yeah, we'll be 30 in 2030.
Oh, that's weird.
It's weird.
Oh,
crazy.
that's weird.
Yeah, it's fucked.
That's fucking weird.
Olive will be 8.
Shut your mouth.
That's weird. Then she'll be in college.
That
Gone.
What?
Right out the fucking door. She'll leave.
I hate
She'll be like, I hate you, Dad. That's going to be crazy. So, guys, we're going to do a little bit of a fun episode today. We decided we would do like a 2022
Speed run.
Yeah, a speed run. A year in review, if you will, of all the bullshit that was
All the
going on
bullshit.
this year.
Amazing.
Some things we're going to talk about and be like, that sucked. Other things, you know, we're probably going to make fun of everything.
Because we hate our lives and everything.
Because we hate everything. We hate literally everything. But let's
Amen.
go ahead and kick it off hot.
Let's do it.
Braden, what was one of the things that happened in 2022?
You know what?
What?
We upgraded our telescopes.
Did we?
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? I was just sitting down the other day thinking, we need an upgraded telescope.
We need one.
Yeah.
We need a little bit more clarity.
Yeah, because, you know, when I'm driving through downtown and I see homeless people gnawing on their own wrists, the only thing in my mind, I'm like, now this is sad, but why can't I see into deep space yet?
Why can't I see Jupiter's clouds?
Yeah, when I see 9 homeless people sharing a German Shepherd, I'm like, what? Why can't? What's going on here? I want to see a spider nebula. I want to see a spider nebula.
Right.
Assholes. Anyway.
Thinking like, oh, well, what was the other one called?
What?
The one we just updated was called the James Webb. What's the
Oh, the Hubble?
Oh, yeah.
Hubble telescope.
So the new one, the James Webb, does something that the Hubble doesn't.
Yeah,
James Webb is not only like more detailed and has better, can see farther. It also has infrared, so it can see things that the Hubble couldn't. My thing is, did we need it? Like, really?
Here's my other thing. Did we need it? On the backside of did we need it, how much was that?
Okay, that's a better question. Because it's not really. It's not really because I guess you never really need it. You could always make an argument that we don't need it. It is cool. Like, I won't deny it's not cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like what you just said. Like, there's heroin addicts. There's constant problems in the world, and we haven't solved any of this.
Huh, interesting. How much was the James Webb
Oh,
telescope?
no.
How much do you think?
I'm going to go really high.
Okay.
20 billion.
Ooh. No. Lower than that.
Okay.
Lower than that.
10 billion.
There you go.
What?
10 bills.
Oh, my
10
God.
billion US dollars, baby.
I saw somebody explain they had to
But you know,
fold
I
it.
was leaving my apartment the other day and I hit a pothole that made my back right molars jump into my asshole. And as I hit it and came back out of it, I saw my tire fly that direction and it hit a woman in the head. And I thought, but I can see Jupiter's cloud.
Yeah.
Can see Jupiter's cloud.
Yeah.
Can see it. Look at it. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I've got stupid friends that'll cry over it.
Yeah. Now we can see maybe the start of our universe.
Ooh. I think we've said this before.
Keyword was maybe.
Maybe. At the very beginning of wouldn't it be funny? Picture this. You're at the James Webb Conservatory Scope Center, right? Everybody's on the computers. All these guys that have never seen boobs are like, calculations on 17 light years.
Exactly.
All those dudes are sitting around everywhere. And then we're all like, son of a bitch, where's Edgar? And they're like, Edgar, We see it. But you have to look at it. Ed, we want you to, and he's like, oh, fuck, okay.
It's not like.
And he looks down. Shut up. And he looks down, and he looks down the thing, and it's just that clip of Future going, sensational. That's all it is.
I would love it if that was how we find out this is a simulation.
Yeah.
Is if we look into the deepest parts of space and it just says words, ha, gotcha, bitch.
We look down into the scope and it's just Jack Marius like Tricks. That's all it is. At the very beginning of the universe, it's just absolute bullshit.
It's just it's teasing us.
Yeah, it's Joe Rogan. It's Joe Rogan going, you know, man, here's the thing, man. You couldn't fight a grizzly bear, man, because they're so big, man. Have you never noticed that he does that? His voice is kind of high for like who he is. And he's like, you know, man, here's the thing about hunting, man. The grizzly bears, they're very dangerous, man. They're very dangerous. And you can't get close to them, man. They're so big, man. Like, why can something that big run that fast, man? We'd be fucked, man. That's why I have a gun, man. Tell me that's not exactly how he sounds.
It's a little too high-pitched and Irish, but it's kind of...
You know, you kind of run from a bear, man.
You're kind of dipping into that.
But yeah, so that was one of the dumbest shits ever because I like looking at homeless
and then
people.
Putin came out of nowhere and said,
Putin came out of the woodwork and said, you want to see something very cool? And everyone was like,
no,
huh?
No,
Yeah.
no.
And then Putin goes, you see small country down there. He's mine now.
Also, one of the greatest like war legends I've seen in real time was the Ghost of Ukraine.
Of Kiev. It was the Ghost of Kiev.
Kiev, sorry, my bad. Dude, I don't care if that wasn't real. There was a solid 2 weeks
dude,
where that's all I saw.
There was a solid 2 weeks where every time I got in my car and started it, I like flipped fake switches, and I was like I would be like I would just grip my steering wheel and be like, "We are coming in." I was like, I'm him. I'm the guy.
Yeah. And I would get on TikTok and there'd just be edits after edits of just pictures of like...
Yeah, and it was like a jet like corkscrewing.
Yeah.
It was like, where are y'all getting this?
Yeah.
Also, the funniest thing about the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, to me, the funniest thing was that like all these people all of a sudden decided that they'd like loved Ukraine their entire lives.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to be very clear. I'm talking about a very specific kind of person. And it's like the keyboard justice warrior, like usually girl who paints her hair blue and drives like a weird Prius, and like she's at every protest.
But also, I think there's another side that's like the very privileged stay-at-home mom.
Yeah,
not even stay-at-home mom, just a privileged.
Like
even
like
dudes.
Yeah.
Just a very privileged neighborhoods. Just
it's all you idiots that have way too much time on your hands.
Yeah, and nothing to fight for.
And
I have to fight for my rent.
Yeah, exactly. Every day I fucking wake up in hell. Anyway, but like all you people that all of a sudden were like putting Ukraine stickers on the back of the car. I always do this thing where in my mind I'm like, what if I could cancel out that Russia ever invaded Ukraine?
Yeah.
And I saw a Ukrainian sticker on the back of your car. I would think you're a white nationalist because that's what Ukraine is, by the way.
Yeah.
Up until like the early 2000s, they were stoning gay people in the street.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everybody's like, we stand with Ukraine. We fight for you. I'm like, if you went over to Ukraine right now, they'd cut your fucking head off and put it on a spear in the middle of the town.
And also like, there's other national, like,
there was other problems.
There's other like China has problems within itself.
Yeah.
There's Korea has problems within itself. It's like, why was this the one
there's so many issues, and somehow this one made it to the forefront.
It's almost not. It's not. This one made it to the forefront. This one made it to the car sticker.
Yeah.
That's like I don't understand why.
Like in China, still, if you have a child, like if you're in the delivery room and the woman goes, and then squeezes out a child, and the doctor goes, "Oh, it's a girl, Kobe," and then they toss it in a fucking trash can. But for whatever reason, that hasn't made it to sticker world yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That hasn't. That's not in sticker world.
Yeah, there's certain issues that don't make it to sticker world. And I don't get it.
That is a really good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a really
That's
good.
the best way to judge it.
Is to be
because
like, did
why
this
did
make
that
it
get
into
a sticker?
world?
Why did that get? It got a billboard. Do you not remember the billboard on the interstate, off the interstate?
Brayden, do you not remember how every time you like signed on to Google or like a website, it would be like, we stand with Ukraine.
Yeah,
I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think anyone should have to go to war. I don't think anyone should get invaded. That's a terrible thing. I hope that never happens.
Do you think it's not that we love Ukraine? Do you think it's we just hate Russia?
That could be it. That's actually a really good point.
Do you think it's just we wanted to make it very clear that we just fucking hated Russia? I think that might actually be
and
it.
Putin did kind of do. See, that's what I was against. I was like, I'm not for Ukraine. I'm anti-Russia at this point.
I'm not even really anti-Russia. I'm just anti the way that Putin was acting. Like, oh, nothing's going to stand in my way. I'm going to nuke you all.
Yeah, that was a little bit. And like, there was that week where Putin came out and he was like, I will also nuke America, and we were like, huh? We were like,
and also that sub,
real quick,
that sub went missing.
Yeah.
That was named something.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh.
The best thing during that whole time was when Trump would get on stage, not even as president anymore. That's the funniest thing, is that somehow Trump was no longer president, and he kept finding stages with microphones. like he would just walk places and be like, look at that, it's beautiful. Like, there was just stages with microphones everywhere for this guy. And he got on stage and he was like, I talked to Putin, we're handling it. I just said, somebody called me the other day, they said, Don, you're doing a great job. What are you doing? You're not the president anymore, dude. Like, he kept acting as if he would, like, and the funny, what the most fucked up part was, is that there's a camera on him, and then the camera pans out to a sea of 80,000 people, and they're like, ah! Like, he's not in charge anymore.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. This year's been wild.
Yeah.
This year's been wild.
Big time. That was, so, one of the greatest things of this year, by far.
By
fucking far, has been.
It came out of left field, to be honest.
It came way. Do you remember when it happened? I was like, we're talking about the Will Smith slap, by the way. The Will Smith, Chris Rock slap.
Yeah.
I remember watching it when it happened, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I thought it was scripted. For a full couple days, I was like, they're going to come out and say
I was like,
scripted.
this was like a thing, like a.
And then the videos got released of like because it shows the slap on television, like that was clipped a lot. But then the audio and like the viewpoint of Will Smith, when he says "keep my like the second thing came out,
and also Jada doing that whole like when Chris Rock. Also, I didn't know this, but apparently like Chris Rock and Jada had like a history of like fucking with each other.
Yeah.
And it was funny because like he said it to Jada. And then Jada does this thing where she goes and like looks over at Will.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, okay. And then Will Smith goes, keep my blah, 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 and then goes on stage, slaps Chris Rock. Big problem. It was terrible. It was horrible. Nobody should get hit, blah, 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 blah. Now, what came after that is that we all discovered that Jada Smith is the worst person in the entire fucking world.
Yes.
Apparently.
Yes. By far.
Like, we all were, like, confused because, like, the thing had kept... Was that before or after the whole entanglement thing?
That was after.
That was after, right?
So it just kind of sealed the deal.
It just kept snowballing.
Yeah.
And then, like, she's on that, like what is it called?
Red room?
Something like
table?
that?
Something?
Red Table Talk. That's what it's called.
Something like that.
Where, like, she apparently also... Not on a podcast level, like where it should be viewed, but I think that in everyone's family home, there should be a room with just a red table where we all come in and sit down and say the worst things ever to each other. The hard truth. Now, you shouldn't record it, and you shouldn't put it out there for entertainment. But every, let's say, Tuesday, you should go in the room and you should go, I spent 3 days cleaning the garage. And you, like a cunt, drove in. Like, you should just scream at each other. And then after that, we should be like, all right, we're good now. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And, like, Jada Smith is walking around being like, Yeah, Tupac was the love of my life. He's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And Will's sitting there like we were all like, dude, you deserve so much better.
So
Like,
much
what's going on?
better,
I mean,
dude.
he's Will Smith. Come on.
And also, he's like one of the only entertainers that I've seen, even though it's kind of cringeworthy, transition to YouTube.
He transitioned to everything pretty well.
Yeah.
Like his whole Instagram personality is pretty solid.
He went a little bit over the top with trying to be like an ultimate vlogger and stuff.
That was kind of weird.
But he did it.
Yeah.
Like even though
he did it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like he deserves a lot better. Jada always talking about Tupac, and then the entanglement, insulting Will, and didn't something come out that said that she didn't like him slapping Chris?
Yeah,
like that she didn't agree with that.
Like she instigated it, and then 2 weeks after, when she saw that the media was like that, Will's a piece of shit. Jada went,
yeah,
I would never condone Will. like she just came forth and was like, that was so immature. And we were like, bitch, you
kind of instigated it.
Yeah, like you were the one doing the whole. Also, do you remember the whole thing that came out where like apparently right before that, there was like audio of Jada being like, we're gonna fuck it up in here tonight. Do you remember that? It was Jada and Will. Remember
that?
Yeah, they were like, we're gonna cause some ruckus or something. They didn't say ruckus. That's my white people stuff coming out. But like they were like, we're gonna cause some shit here tonight. And I was like, huh. Seems a bit premeditated.
Yeah. Interesting.
But yeah, the whole thing about like Chris Rock that's so stupid. He's a fucking comedian. He's a clown. Like that's the thing. I love comedians. I have so much respect for him.
Yeah.
That's like one of the coolest art forms. If I could go back and do it all again, I would try hardest to be a comedian. I think it would be great. But they're clowns.
Yeah, he's just a clown.
They're literally clowns.
Yeah.
I would love to be a clown. Do you know how much I would give to be a clown and get paid millions of dollars to be a clown?
Yeah.
That's the greatest job ever.
Yeah.
You just wait for things to happen in the news, and then you're like, how could I fuck this up? And then somebody's like, hey, HBO wants you for another special. And you're like, yeah. Like, that's so cool.
And Jada just hates clowns.
I guess.
You know who else hates clowns? The Batman.
The Batman. Something in my ass. The worst Batman movie, the worst movie almost by far came out this year.
Yeah.
I still get into arguments about it with people.
I won't say it's the worst movie.
It's not the worst.
It's one of the biggest movies and the worst movies to receive such critical praise.
Yeah.
I do not understand.
Just like the biggest piece of garbage I've really ever seen.
It's the most Godfather ripoff I've seen since Godfather.
Yeah, and also, I'm going to be very honest with people here. I understand that there are so many of you that wake up every single day and put a shotgun barrel in your mouth and scream for about 3 minutes before you go, am I hitting back or arms today? And I understand that after that, you leave and you go to the gym and then you take all these drugs and then you come home and your girlfriend says, how was your workout? And you go, where are my eggs? And then you punch her in the mouth. I understand that there's so many of you that wake up every day and do that. And for you, this movie, it was Mecca. It was the pilgrimage of everything that you've ever lived and stood for.
He's battling his demons.
Shut the fuck up. Go watch a real movie, dude.
Every single person that I've seen make like Batman edits will either do it to the Nirvana song that was playing or do it to NF songs, which makes so much sense.
I gotta say, I would not have been shocked as the credits were rolling, there was an NF song playing.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't have been shocked. I would have been like,
for sure.
Yeah, I'd be like, this sounds good.
This
nice.
fits.
Yeah, just the movie just wasn't good. I mean, we've talked about it a lot. We've voiced our opinions. We've been slandered online for our beliefs, but
it's just.
Which is such a shame because I feel like Patty Boy would have made a fucking good Batman. He would have been a great Batman. Kid's tall, kid's lean, but can get bulky.
And also, they just didn't get the right foot at the beginning, just starting it by the source material being a Batman, one of the only Batmans that doesn't get trained by ninjas.
Yeah.
Like, it's the only version of Batman in the comics that isn't really Batman. He's just
No.
like a modernized Daredevil.
He's like a detective.
yeah.
He's literally just like a detective.
And he's a boxer. That's it.
Yeah, but even then, he's like a boxer.
And he has an indestructible suit. He can just his suit just gets he can just get shot point blank.
I have that suit must have been made from the skin of a Marine's wife. I mean, that shit
Oh my god.
took. I've never seen something take so many punches, gunfire, knife stabs, and it just went.
Literally like point blank too.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing. The funniest part is when the guy takes the shotgun and holds it right here and fires, and he goes, ha. I was like,
Or no, my favorite was the scene that we've seen in every single action movie ever when they're in the hallway and he's shooting it and the gunfire's lighting up the room. That's never been done before. But then it's like he walks up to them as they're both unloading their AK-47.
you know what my favorite thing about, like, I wish they would just I don't know how you would do this, but they need to make a movie based on the Arkham games. Because in the Arkham games, there's this really cool thing called a disruptor. And Batman will survey a room.
Yeah.
He'll look over it. And he puts on his vision, and all the people with guns light up, and they say armed. And then he pulls out his disruptor, and he shoots the gun, and it disables the firing pin.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then if you have anybody left with a gun, you're like, all right, I need to take them out first. Because I need to take them out first.
See, that makes sense.
And guess how they take them out first? You get on a gargoyle above them, and you drop down and wrap them up in your cape.
Yeah, like Batman.
Like
Batman.
Batman.
Not, you don't look at a set scene and go, how are we going to get him to fly off this skyscraper? And they're like, oh, well, his cape. I'm thinking something different.
Yeah.
I want to be edgy. Let me do a wingsuit.
What if he had a wingsuit?
But where's his cape going to go? Oh, fuck the cape. What? That's how he...
That was the other
That's
thing,
how he
is that the
flies.
funniest thing is that after he crashes and stands up, his cape isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, where'd it go?
So fucking...
Where'd the fucking cape go, monkey boy?
But speaking of Monkey Boy, that's the director.
Yeah, that's why I call him Monkey Boy.
Why did the director do that?
I mean, I don't know why in the first place.
That they sought him out.
I don't even understand that. I don't understand why somebody looked at this guy like it would almost be like being like, man, you know what we really need? We need a baseball coach. We're looking for a baseball coach right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, all right. I got the perfect guy for you. And they're like, who is he? And they're like, his name is Jean-Claude Leleflon. And they're like, interesting. What did he do? He's played in the professional tennis league for the past 8 years. But, hear me out, you swing a racket kind of like you swing a bat, right? And they were like, you got something here. And then also, Jean-Claude Fillon walked into the organization and went, we got to rebrand this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
We're rewriting it. We're doing a new mascot, new owner, everything. And for some
It's all
odd
going to be
reason,
French.
yeah, it's all French. It's all French.
We're not selling hot dogs anymore. We're selling French baguettes.
Can I tell you something right now? If I went to a baseball game and I was like, where's the concession stand? I want a dog. And I walked up to it and I was like, hey, can I just get one? Like, we're relishing on you. And they were like, sorry, sir, we have a croissant. We have a ham and cheese croissant.
I don't think you heard me.
I'd take the croissant. Can you imagine how dignified you'd be sitting at a baseball game in those shitty seats being like, everybody's smoking cigarettes and flicking them at each other. Yeah, fuck you, your mother. That'd be so great.
We got a little off track. What the fuck are we talking
The
about?
Batman.
Oh, right. Yeah, we don't really like it. It's just...
and if you like it, that's
good.
Totally fine.
Good. It's not Batman, and it's not a good movie.
Yeah, if you like it, I'm so happy with you.
That's great.
I'm very happy.
I like certain movies that aren't comic accurate or source accurate and aren't good movies.
Yeah.
Like what's the movie we like? Waiting?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's a shitty movie.
It's the worst movie you've ever seen.
I love it.
Yeah. The only problem was that when Waiting came out, nobody went, does this need an Oscar? That's the funny thing about it.
That's the only problem.
And at no point when I was watching Waiting is I was like, God, look at how they fucking lit that set.
Yeah.
Look at the lighting.
Yeah.
The entire time I was like, she's hot. That was dumb.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Or I was
And
laughing
that's
my
it.
ass off.
Yeah, and I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
There's so many shitty movies that I love.
And also this one hurts because it's not even funny.
No.
Because if you can do a shitty movie and it still be like unironically or ironically funny. Like you can just make like Twilight has all those weird faces and it's just shitty.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious and it's great.
Twilight is those are the greatest shit movies
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, Braden. If somebody just walked up to me, there's a line in the first Twilight movie where Robert Patty, he puts Bella on his shoulders, jumps out a window and
Yeah.
grabs a tree,
Yeah.
and then goes, "You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey." Hey, what the fuck? Hey, what? If I
Yeah.
said that line to you and then told me, now what movie is that from? You'd never guess Twilight.
Yeah.
It would take you so long to
It
get
would.
to Twilight.
It would if I didn't know Twilight. Yeah.
They're shitty and
Also,
funny.
also the Batman was just very like my brother's friends wanted to take him out of the theater.
Oh, that's the other thing. The movie's what, 9.25 hours long?
Yeah, literally, they wanted to leave. I've met Marley. Marley's talked about it. Marley doesn't even want to see it. I don't know.
Dude, I don't know if I could watch it again.
No, we watched it twice because we did it. We watched it in theaters, and we saw how bad it was. We're like, we have to record a reaction to this. We haven't released that yet, but
Maybe
we've
one day, if y'all are good, and we can get a real fan base built up.
Yeah.
I mean, a real fan. Here's the other thing. When people talk about having fans, this is my dream for this podcast. When people talk about having fans, usually
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, do you guys want to buy our merch?" No. I want our names and the name of our fans to be on a board somewhere in Quantico. I want the government to know who we are. I want some low-level agent in FBI, when he comes into office for his first day, they go, "Hey, listen, this is not really like a major thing, but we do have a file. It's just called Live from the Chateau. Just keep an eye on it." I don't want to be up on a big court board somewhere.
Yeah.
I want to be on a low-level FBI agent's desk where they're like, just keep an eye on them. They've said some stuff. They've done some stuff. It's not worrisome.
It's just questionable.
It's right on the edge to where
It's
we're
on the-
yeah.
it's on the cusp.
Yeah, it's sitting right there.
Yeah.
So that's all I want.
Yeah.
I want NATO to be sitting at a
Yeah.
meeting, and they're like,
They're just watching.
yeah, just checking in, in.
That's what you want your fan base to be?
Yeah, I want them to
Okay,
know. I want them
okay.
to know.
I got
I
you.
want the president to lay awake at night
Yeah.
knowing that's not good. Never mind. Take that out. Cut that out. Hey, Jeff, cut that out.
There's no one there.
You don't see him?
How many of these have you had?
What else? What else happened? What was
The beautiful queen died.
God damn it!
God!
I cheers to the queen. Cheers to the queen, innit?
Cheers to the
Hey,
fucking
cheers,
queen,
long live the
mate.
queen. I fucking go now. You know what I'm saying? Cheers, long live the queen.
Long live the queen.
Long live the queen.
Couldn't give a fucking shit.
Yeah.
Elon Musk. Oh, Elon Musk?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk took over Twitter.
You know,
I have a kind of an opinion on this. Some people are shitting on it and shitting on him. I think that he's not. I think it's funny because I just don't think he's running it like a business.
he's just such a weird guy too.
You can't run it like a business. It's a social media platform.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to have fake weird people sitting on weird beanbags, and that's what he got rid of. And I'm like, you have to have that.
Yeah, you can't. There's so many elements to a social media network where I'm like, I need at least like 8 Russian bots running a profile that just comments the most controversial things you've ever heard of in your entire life.
Yeah.
Like you have to have that.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that he made some decisions that I don't really understand.
I don't know. And you know what's crazy too is that I don't think he's insane. Like I
No.
don't think that at all. I think he's a little too smart. I think he's directly the
Yeah.
opposite side of that coin, where you're like, you might be taking this a little too like, oh, I bet I could run this and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Elon Musk had a company where he was like, I'm going to make cars that
Yeah.
are electric.
Yeah.
We're making spaceships. We're
Yeah.
making shuttles. I'm making a thing that goes in your fucking head.
Yeah.
I'm making like all that shit. When he was making that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That's
Dope
what you
shit.
need to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm going to buy Twitter. And I was like, that's a bad idea.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah. That's not your realm.
It's not. And
Like,
that
you're a
was,
smart guy. That doesn't mean you're socially smart.
yeah. And
at
he's
all.
not. That's the other thing
He's
is
not
that
at
he's
all.
very socially awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really understand like the whole.
I don't understand the $8 a month he was trying to charge for the
Yeah,
blue
and now
check.
it's like $11 a month.
It
like
also was
more
such a
expensive.
stupid idea because the first day it came out, people were like buying it and making Rob Gronkowski posts with the blue
Dude,
check.
I gotta say, there was a minute right when it came out.
Yeah.
Did you see where
There
people
were
were
so many
making
good
accounts
memes.
of like U.S. senators?
Yeah.
Like it was like Ted Cruz and
Yeah.
Ron DeSantis.
it
like
was
from
beautiful.
They were texting back, and he was like it looked like Ron DeSantis. He was like at Ted Cruz, "Are you gonna come in my mouth or not?" And he was like, "Ooh, I'm on my way, Daddy." And I was like, for just a second, I was like, "I take it all back. He's a genius." I was like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever seen."
It was good content for a solid couple of days.
for a solid like 3 days until he was like, "Shit."
yeah.
And then it was like you had to verify your identity further, especially if you were impersonating a high level government official. That was
was
really
pretty
good.
bad.
There was a bunch that somebody tweeted out from Biden that were really
Oh,
were
interesting.
funny. They got deleted very quickly and taken down.
Oh, hell yeah.
But it was like Biden being like, "I've completely lost it. They put me in a dark room." He was like, "They've put me in a dark room. I have nothing but Jell-O pudding cups." I was like, what is it? And the other problem, it had like 11 million retweets. I was just like, what are we doing here, man?
God, what else happened this year, man?
Well, on the subject of Elon Musk, you know who one of his, who he dated, right?
oh, I think I know where you're going with
He
this.
dated a lovely lady.
Lovely.
Lovely lady.
Extremely level-headed.
Extreme. You know what? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
When I'm in my mind and I'm like, which one of these Hollywood broads would I want to raise my kids?
Yeah.
I think about that.
Yeah. And I think Amber Heard.
I think Amber Heard immediately.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is she going to teach my son or daughter that
Beautiful
I know?
things.
Beautiful.
Beautiful things.
Beautiful. That's the kind of wine glass
Yeah.
that'll slash somebody open. That's the kind of knife that you can kill your dad with.
That's a clean needle.
That's where
That's a dirty needle.
That's a clean needle. That's a dirty needle. That's where you take a shit. And my son goes, "Mom, you pointed at the bed." And she goes, "I know." There's so many things that a woman of that class and capacity could bring to the table
for sure.
for one of us.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. Now,
yeah.
I'm a little partial because I love the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I feel about a lot of people that do controversial shit.
Yeah.
Like when everybody's like, "Oh, Michael Jackson fucked kids." I'm like, "Have you heard Thriller?
Have you heard Thriller?
Have you heard Billie Jean? Have you heard it?"
Have you seen him before live?
Yeah. People are like, R. Kelly was pissing on people, and I'm like, "It's the remix to Ignition, Hot and Fresh." Like, come on.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
What are we
Sorry.
doing?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He made Graduation.
Yeah.
But
The Johnny Depp Amber Heard, I just feel like also I'm a little biased because Johnny Depp did do some, I guess, he wasn't the perfect person.
No, absolutely
He was an
not.
alcoholic,
Absolutely.
but
He was
I can
alcoholic,
sympathize.
He did drugs. He did all that kind of stuff.
I have people in my family that have gone through that and have recovered from that. And it just
Yeah.
felt like it did feel kind of personal in a weird way.
Yeah, and also the other thing is that he was so forthcoming with so much of it.
Yes.
Like they would be like, "Mr. Depp, is that a bag of weed right there?" And he'd go, "Yes, it is."
Yeah.
And they would be like,
Shit.
"All right." He'd be like, "Who did you smoke that bag of weed with?" And he was like, "Paul Bettany." And he would name like 4 other people. And I was like, the greatest joy of my life is now in my head. I have an idea of Jack Sparrow and Vision smoking a blunt and being like, "You want to take a hit of that?" And they're just passing it to each other.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing ever. That was the thing, is that Johnny Depp, like everything that he fucked up, like there were so many times when he'd be giving testimony and he would be like, yeah, we got into an argument and I pushed over a chair.
Yeah.
Like I walked outside and like I threw it. Like there was one time when he said like he threw a wine bottle into the ocean.
Yeah.
Like he got pissed and like threw it and it like
Yeah.
shattered on the rocks or something. Like he was so forthcoming with it. And then Amber Heard was like, I've been a victim through this whole thing. He's
Yeah.
the worst person ever. And then you have all these testimonies
Yeah.
of these people being like, yeah, she beat the shit out of Johnny. And like it was
And
such
also,
clear shit.
it doesn't help that I found out about midway through this whole thing that she has already had a lawsuit against her
Yeah.
for domestic violence in
Yeah.
her like homosexual relationship with whatever that
I
lady
can't remember
is.
what her name is either. Shit, it was right there in my mind.
There's another lady, but
Yeah.
she beat her.
Like beat the shit out of her. Like hard.
Like it was
Also, I love that one of the big things that they were like, that when she was like, Johnny hit me in the face, he hit me right across the face. And then somebody came forward with a thumb drive that it was a compilation of every picture of Johnny Depp, like ever. And there were only 2 pictures where he wasn't wearing rings on every one of his fingers. And they were like, if he had hit you, we would know because it would have left giant marks.
not
and
only
I was
that-
like, that's kind of funny.
not only that, they showed the Tonight Show and like the shows she went on the day after she claimed.
Yeah.
And nothing was there.
Also, what was the thing where she kept talking about the makeup?
Yeah,
Like
she
the-
said like makeup covered it, and they were like with metal rings.
Yeah, she would like,
And also-
like
and
she
also
was
this
like,
is-
I was bleeding out on the floor, my eye was out of its socket.
Yeah.
and then they're like, but here's you on the Tonight Show, and she's like, I use a beauty blender, and I use and I use blush. And the thing about it is, if you contour it right, is you can really get that shit going in.
And also,
they're
why
like,
did you
"Yeah,
not
gotcha."
call off the show?
That's the other. You know what?
If you were so messed up,
You know what the other funny thing is? No times, somehow, did she ever get the shit beat out of her and then go, I should probably use this for evidence and take a fucking selfie.
yeah,
That was the other thing.
yeah.
In this world that we live in,
You could have taken a video. You
a
could have
selfie,
taken everything.
a video,
Yeah.
something. And for whatever reason, she was like, it didn't even occur to me to do that. And I was like, you are a dumbass.
Dude, the biggest thing, I don't know if anybody y'all watched it. Dude, it's bad watching it because the biggest thing that she did was I thought it was like she was trying to be more like personable and like relate to the jury, but it came across so fake. She would sit in the stand and she would the people would ask her a question like the not the defense. What's the other people?
The attorneys? Like the...
They call it the
Prosecutor.
prosecution. Yeah, prosecutor, whatever. They would ask her something, and she would go, "Yes, I didn't know that," and turn and look at the jury.
At the jury.
And
yeah.
every other witness and Johnny Depp would all just look back at the person and just be like, "Yeah, blah blah blah." But every single fucking question, Amber would go, "Yes, I did not do that." No, I didn't do. She would talk over the people and be like, "I didn't do that. I wasn't aware of that."
Also, one of the glowing things about this trial, let's talk about her lawyers.
Oh my god!
They were-
Well,
look,
did you know
here's
that
the-
she fired her initial ones
Yeah.
and then hired
Yeah.
her PR team or something?
Yeah.
Good
Here's
god!
the thing. Braden and I, as far as we know, as far as you know, have attended no law school.
No,
We have attended none. I'm not kidding. I think I could have put together a better case than her lawyers.
oh for sure,
They
for
it's like,
sure.
even like simple questions that they were like I thought that this would be something that would be very normal, is that the judge would keep asking for timestamps on photos. She would be like, is there a timestamp on it? Like, where's the date stamp
Yeah.
for this photo? And they were like, we didn't put it on that one. And they're like, okay, can y'all redo these photos to where they have timestamps on them and then bring them back tomorrow? And they were like, yeah, sure. And then like they had to like do like there was like a day where they skipped. No photo that they had or video that they had was timestamped. Nothing was timestamped. And there was like a lawyer on TikTok that was like, yeah, that's like one of the first things that they teach you. Like when you're going to present a case to a judge, you have to have everything
like proof of
time stamped,
time. Yeah,
collated,
that makes sense.
quantified. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's the only. That's like one of the only ways that I would be like,
That'd be
oh yeah,
the
we
first
got
thing
him.
I would do.
Yeah, so I could be like, yeah,
Not
you
even
get a
knowing that
timestamp.
rule.
Yeah,
Like proving that it's somehow, what the hell?
and they didn't timestamp any
That's
of them.
stupid.
They were just so bad, but it was hilarious. There were so many moments
It was
in the
amazing.
trial where I was like, "This is the funniest."
This is
shit
the
I've ever
circus.
seen." Yeah, yeah.
It's
It was
fantastic.
literally one of the dumbest things.
Yeah.
I don't like that we glorified it so much that it was like a big media.
Yes.
It was just also such bullshit too. Like we really haven't had a good case since O.J. Simpson. We need another one of
Yeah.
those. We need another good
Like a
celebrity
good
murder.
one. Yeah.
A good celebrity murder. Who's your good celebrity court case?
Who do I want to be murdered?
No, not murder. Like who's two people you want to see go after each other? And like, here's the thing: I'm gonna choose two people that I like, so that when they're up there, I'm like, fuck, and then I'm
you're
really just
torn.
looking at evidence.
You're torn.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mine might be. This is a weird one.
Ooh.
Mine might
I'm
be.
so excited to hear this.
Since I think they're both. I think they're both British. Oh shit! I might get this wrong. Andrew Garfield and Tom Hardy.
Ooh.
Like something happens where there's like a dispute or something. I don't know how they would
Like they
even get
dated the
involved.
same girl,
And something happened?
Something happened.
Maybe like drugs or something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be tough. I
Yeah.
think Hardy would win.
I think Hardy would win.
I don't know. Garfield has
Garfield
that. He
has
has that
that-
boyish likability
Yeah.
where like everyone would just believe, oh, you poor thing.
God.
And then Tom Hardy looks a little bit too much like a
Yeah.
convict. But then so many people would come forward with these testimonies about Tom Hardy. Like his neighbor
Yeah.
would be like, we didn't have groceries for a month, and so he bought us a Ferrari. And then, like it would be shit like that.
Yeah.
That everybody would be
Yeah.
like, such a fucking good guy, man.
Yeah.
Like it was like all
Andrew
that
Garfield,
kind of
I
shit.
feel like would also had that too.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be as like
No, I see what you're saying.
it wouldn't be as
Tom
like,
Hardy
"Ooh."
is going to like jujitsu conventions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, this is just disgusting. Do you know that for that jujitsu convention, they had to drive like really, really far,
Yeah.
far, and he paid to rent for his entire little jujitsu team, like from the black belts down to the white belts. He paid to have like the nicest buses and vans, like with TVs and snacks and
shit.
fridges fully stocked, because it was a really far drive. And he was like, "Yeah, I just wanted everyone to be comfortable." And I was like,
Shit.
"Fuck you, dude!" And then he won. He got like second
Yeah.
place or something. And I was like, "This guy,
This
guy,
motherfucker.
this guy. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
he was great.
Just
I-
just a good guy."
What was your dream? Like, who do you want to go pit against each other? You probably had a better idea of also what the crime would be. I couldn't think of. I don't know. I had to think of somebody that would even be in the same country. I couldn't think of somebody that like. I don't know. Oh shit.
Okay. Robert Downey Jr.
Oh fuck.
and Robert Downey Jr. and Paul Rudd.
That would just be a circus.
The two most lovely humans I could think of.
What would they even be in?
I don't know. That's the thing. I can't even think of a crime that they would both do.
I could think
Like the
of,
only crime that I could think of Paul Rudd committing is that like he accidentally like steals a pack of gum from a gas station, and then he comes back and is like, "Please don't kill me." And they're like, "That's not even how that works." And he's like, "I'm sorry." And they're like,
I'm suing myself.
"Yeah." He's like, "I'll give you $1 million." Like that's the only thing I can think of.
No, you know what? You know what would be a good one? This is kind of recent, and this actually might tie into some of the other stuff we got on here. J-Lo and Ben Affleck get into some kind of like complicated divorce.
Oh, I think they
Dude.
did that already, but this time it would be funnier.
Yeah, but also if it was like very deep seated, I could just picture J-Lo like just the cat coming out of her. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. And then Ben, you know Benny. Benny gets hot.
Ben gets a little feisty.
Benny will get Benny Fleck. He'll get tough up in there.
Oh yeah, have you seen that
And-
interview where he just gets like it's like some talk show and he gets
Yeah.
argumentative and he's like on it.
He's
And fucking with everybody.
He's very dominant, like
Yeah.
immediately. Like he switches it very
Yeah.
quickly. He's a big dude too.
Yeah.
He's like 6'3", 6'4", big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with
And the
Betty
way he
Flack.
argues is very much like, you want to go against that? What are you going to say?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
like
I
him and
like him.
J-Lo.
I respect him.
Him and J-Lo in a courtroom?
Yeah.
God damn.
Because he's over there being all big and tough. And, she's
And it
like,
has to be something spicy.
yes, she's a fiery Latina mommy.
No. That's not what I meant.
No. I just mean her personality. She's a
I meant the problem has to be something spicy. Like, it can't just be like, we just want a divorce.
like
It has to
he
be like
fucked the maid.
something.
Yeah.
And like defamed her in some way or something.
Ooh.
Just something juicy.
Yeah.
And
And
just
maybe
fight over
maybe J-Lo could twerk
That's
For the-
not necessary.
for the jury,
That's not necessary.
but she could. God damn. That would be pretty cool. J-Lo's hot, dude. J-Lo and Shakira. Shakira's hot too.
Why did you join them together?
Isn't Shakira Hispanic of some sort of descent?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what.
God, I'll spit on you.
Those are two. You're gonna spit on me? What are you, Harry Styles? Huh?
You know what's funny?
I don't know anything about it.
Our 8 listeners aren't going to appreciate these
Yeah,
transitions.
exactly. They're never gonna. All 6.5 of you that are listening right now, you're never gonna appreciate how much work we put in for you, motherfuckers. If I'm honest, the whole Harry thing that happened, I don't even know what happened.
No, I just saw a video.
I know
was
that
like,
there was a. They were on set in a movie, and there was like.
No, it wasn't on set.
No, it wasn't on set, but the drama started on the movie that they were filming, and it was like Harry dated a girl that was in the movie, and then the girl that was in the movie was best friends with Chris Pine, and like there was some sort of weird like love triangle. I don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
But it all culminated for whatever reason with everybody seeing a video of Harry going, and then
Yeah.
Chris Pine going.
Yeah.
I was like, are we bored?
Yeah.
You know, we need a war because this shit.
We already had one.
That's
Like a
true.
little miniature one. It didn't help.
Yeah, it didn't help anything.
It didn't help at all.
We're still talking about
We're
this
still
bullshit.
just shitting on each other.
That's so fucking stupid.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Damn.
That kind of stuff, like, it's just been a weird year.
It's been a weird fucking year.
It's been a weird fucking year. And I think the perfect way to close it all out is with a gentleman that we're all very familiar with.
the downfall of a gentleman.
The downfall of a gentleman. You're supposed to do the part where it goes do 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 do.
I was waiting for you to get to it.
Oh, does it stop before it does that?
It goes.
My leather black jeans. So Kanye. Really everything that surrounds Kanye, Kim, Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Oh
all
God,
of
that
it.
happened. Did that happen this year?
I meant when I said Kanye, I was including all of them.
Okay.
It's just been the wildest shit ever.
The wildest
And it's
shit.
also so weird when you step back and think like we live here in this world.
Yeah.
Like we live here. That's fucking insane.
I love how the subject of Kanye made you think of that.
My existential crisis. But like
No,
it's just
seriously.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Like Kanye's dating this woman, one of the biggest like woman celebrities ever. They break up because he's insane, apparently. And then Kim goes on interviews and she's like, yeah, I did an SNL skit with Pete. And then I texted him and I was like, so everyone tells me your cock's fat. Like,
Literally
is what she texted him.
Literally.
She literally says on camera, like, yeah, I was just down to fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, all I can imagine, can you picture being Pete Davidson? You're sitting in a basement, smoking weed, watching, I don't know, Family Guy.
Yeah.
Because that's what I imagine he does. And I'm
Yeah.
probably not too far off.
Yeah.
And then you get a text from Kim Kardashian. It's like, how about you fuck me? And he's like, shit, man, I don't know. It's fucking. I feel like every situation that he's in with these women, continuously over and over, he's like just chilling somewhere, and then he gets a text, and he's like, fuck, here goes the next 4 months of my life.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm going to be about for the next 4 months.
Yeah, dude, that whole situation was crazy. I just don't understand the downfall that Kanye has done. He started with the whole like.
I don't understand how we've gotten to Nazis.
Also, it started with Donda.
Yeah.
And Donda was the whole thing where it was like about his mom and it was really dope as fuck. I thought it was really cool because it was like his comeback. Everybody liked it. It was dope.
It's a pretty good album.
Then things got weird. Things got really weird.
He started doing the whole thing where, like, I think him and Kim were in the throes of breaking up, into which he starts talking about, like, his kids. Like, he starts talking about the kids.
Yeah.
And he's like, what, so you think that since you're half white, you just get the kids? And everybody's like, well, hang on. I don't think that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was like, like he was texting Kris Jenner, and Kris was like, please, Kanye, I'm a 70-year-old woman. I just want peace. And he's screenshotting it and posting it on his Instagram, and he's like, this bitch ruined my fucking life. I'm like, wait, whoa.
Yeah,
what's happening?
I remember that era of like
Kanye
just
posting
everything.
Kanye posting screenshots of messages era was the greatest
amazing
thing that's ever happened.
Amazing. And then after that, he got into this whole thing where he started going after like
Adidas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, no. Then he went on a podcast and said that like he can do anything. Adidas is never going to drop me, and then Adidas dropped him.
By the way, that's tough.
That's cold.
That's real tough.
Which I can see that he was already a controversial figure. I'm surprised they didn't drop him already. But then after that, he started. God, it's weird to keep saying after that. After that, fuck up.
After that, he went on.
After losing one of the greatest. Not the greatest, but one of the biggest celebrities, like as your partner, that kind of kept you relevant. Like honestly,
he goes on Alex Jones' podcast. Which, if you don't know who Alex Jones is,
no, hold on. Before that, he was talking about how Jewish people like controlled all the companies.
That's right. That's when he was doing all the screenshots of the Adidas people.
Yeah, it was saying that like Adidas was controlled by Jewish people, which I don't have really any comment on that other than it is weird when you see how many of companies in the U.S. are controlled by Jewish people. I don't know what that means.
Here's my thing. I thought that that's just how shit went.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I thought that, like, this is not me being, I don't know how this could be turned into me being racist. I thought they were just, like, smarter and more business-minded.
Yeah.
And, like, they were...
And also...
just kind of better. Not better, but, like, they just... Like, I just thought that's how it went.
And also, I think it... I mean, being Jewish, is that not just who you... Like, that's just the religion you practice.
That's a race. I think it's a race. The Jewish people are a race.
So you can't, like, practice...
Judaism if you're not Jewish?
Yeah.
I think you can. It's just harder to get into.
And you're not a Jew considered?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know. Because then I could see, like, if you're rich, you just get into Judaism.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
I don't know. I don't know how any of that works.
Like,
but that was a predecessor to what you're saying. Alex.
That's what I'm saying, though. Is like I thought that you just woke up and you were born into the earth and everybody was like, oh, yeah, there's this company. It's owned by a Jewish guy. And I went,
yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and then, like, you know, when you go to school, like, they're like, yeah, you know, the Asian kid that sits next to you, he's going to be smarter than you. And you're like, okay, yeah. That's how that goes.
Okay.
And then you go to the locker room and everybody has their pants off and you see all the black guys and you're like, what do we have? You're like, what do I do? Like, what's the... is this just how life goes? So then Kanye goes on Alex Jones, which if you don't know who Alex Jones is, one of the biggest, like, he's an idiot. He's he's wild. Like, he thinks that, like, all these, like, shootings, like the Sandy Hook shooting, like with the elementary school.
Yeah.
He's like, that was fake. They're paid actors. And I'm like,
whoa,
what's happening here? Like, he's wild. And there's video of Alex talking to Kanye, and Alex is going, whoa.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard you have to work to get Alex Jones to be like, hey, man.
Yeah. You have to be wild.
You got to be out the fucking door. And then all the audio comes out of it because Alex was like, release it. He was like, put it out.
Yeah.
Literally. And I thought it wasn't.
Careful with what you're about to say.
I thought it was not this bad.
Yeah.
I thought he said shit that like alluded to the fact.
Yeah, no, same.
Because I was like, there's no way that anybody would ever say that.
And also people do that. People talk about like
the media, the news, the journalists, whoever it is you're listening to, they love to take stuff and like connect the dots and be like, oh, that has to be what he's talking about. And then you hear the audio of as clear as we're sitting here in these chairs with mics.
Can we say like the bad German people? Can we say that? I think that
Nazi?
Yeah, we can say that, right?
Yeah, that's a fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But he basically went on there and was like, yeah, I could totally sympathize with Hitler and the entire Nazi party. And everybody was like,
oh, I forgot it was that. Yeah, I forgot it was that bad.
It's so direct.
Oh, I forgot. I know I can picture it now. Oh my God, I forgot it was that bad.
Like, there's not even room for you to be like, well, what could he have been talking about? You know? Like, he was so direct with it that I was like, I remember watching it on my phone and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like,
there's ways, because like I was saying earlier, it is weird that companies are controlled by Jewish people. I don't even know what that means. I don't even want to dive into that. If he wants to attack that or go at that to just corporations being owned by the same people, not even the fact that they're Jewish, if they're the same people, there's ways to go about that.
Yeah.
Not say that you sympathize with Hitler.
Like, oh my God.
So
Also,
bad.
did you see the merch that he released?
Yo, my God. It says 24 yay. Did you know that that's what it says? It says 24 yay.
Yeah.
But it looks like a freaking swastika.
Dude, it looks.
It is. It basically is. It is without certain like lines removed.
It's so. I genuinely think he's just.
He's gone.
He's gone. He lost it. He's.
Like this was the snapping point. I think the divorce and shit was just the ending point, man. You can't really do shit like that and come back from that.
Well, hey, look, next time you think like that you've had a bad breakup with an ex, like next time you're on a date with a Tinder girl or a Tinder guy, and they're like, dude, my ex was fucking insane. Listen to what he did. Just remember, you're not Kim Kardashian.
You're not Kim.
And it'll never be that bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Happy 2022, guys. We're in 2023 now.
New year, new me.
It's going to be a solid. If I had a gun, I'd shoot you right now.
New year.
I'll shoot you in the knee.
Okay. I'm sorry.
New year, new me. Thank you very much for listening, guys. And
we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
See ya.